My name is John Humphries. I'm a photographer. These are skateboard trophies from when I entered skate contests when I was a kid, 1991. We had OASA here instead of Castle or whatever, Oregon Amateur Skateboard Association. Second place, street style. I think I had one first place, yeah. Mini ramp, of course. I don't think I could skate good ever. It was mini ramp. Corvallis, Oregon, 1991. These were pretty cool when you're a kid, like winning a little mini skateboard. Much cooler than like a weird trophy, you know. Matt Beach, cover of Board Sports Northwest, 1990. Pal Team newsletter. Skate Zone, Mike V. Ty. Look at that, dude. I would never have guessed that was in there. Holy cow. That's so good. Look at that pretty boy shot. That's awesome. I was not expecting to see that in there. Next to Brandon Novak. Isn't that the BAM's friend, Brandon Novak? Oh, what's this? Oh, man. I guess I graduated high school. Portrait of Ed. I don't know, I'll never forget this. This was, what year is this? 99, 7 of 99. Me and Mark Gonzales and Brad Staba just roamed around the streets of SF all night until like 4 or 5 in the morning. And this is one of the photos I shot, just him doing a wally through this barrier in SF. I don't know, I just remember hanging out with Mark on the streets of SF at like 4 in the morning. Or maybe, it wasn't quite 4, it was probably 2. And he's like, let's get a beer, And I was like, okay, really? Like, I didn't know Mark drank beer. So we went and got beers and we went down to the water and hung out on these rock and drank 22s with Mark. It was hilarious. And smoked cigars at the same time. It's pretty magical, you know what I mean? Not very many people get to do that, drink a 22 with Mark Gonzales at the wharf in SF. This, I have it titled Car Ride in SF. So, this is a long story. I worked for Adidas. We had a lot of meetings with ad agencies and this and that. Mark would show up to some of them, sometimes he wouldn't. Their Adidas ad agency at the time was in San Francisco, so we'd all have meetings there. And I'm not sure if Mark came into a meeting and said this, but somehow it got conveyed to them, or maybe just straight to Adidas. Maybe the agency wasn't even involved, but he wanted to skate and ollie as the car was moving. He was gonna ollie as the car was moving up to the hood and then go over the car or whatever, right? Like some kind of crazy stunt, which nowadays doesn't seem as crazy, but in 99, it sounded pretty crazy. So somehow we talked, or he talked, I don't know how it worked out. We talked these ladies from Adidas into going and renting this. He had to have a Lincoln Town Car because it has the perfect curvature of the hood and the window and all that stuff. So we talked to these ladies from Adidas going and renting a Lincoln Town Car and putting it on their Adidas card and taking it to this skate spot. It's a hospital bump in SF, everybody knows it. I've skated a bunch. Pretty good steep bump. At 6 in the morning, we pulled up the car to the bump because he decided he didn't want to do it on the ground. It was just kind of sketchy, so he was gonna just park it there and then ollie from the bump onto the hood and ride off it and go over the car. But all I can remember is like him ollieing, very first go, wham, board breaks the windshield, right? And I'm just like looking at these Adidas ladies like, all right. Like, and he's like, oh no, I got it. So then he gets up and tries it again and then slams, and then like he just couldn't really, like for some reason it was just too crazy going over the windshield wipers and all the crazy bumps and things in the car. And I just remember seeing like from my angle the sun coming up and glaring off the hood and the top of the car, and there's all these skate wheel marks all over the whole car. Like the thing was probably like totaled after he skated it. And then on top of that, there's all these people at the hospital coming to work super early because people go to work early at a hospital, so it wasn't as dead as we thought. So the people were going crazy. You're like, what are you doing to this car? You're destroying this car. And they were going nuts on us, and we kept going, no, it's our car. It's cool. Like we rented this car, we own this car, whatever. They just would not have it. They could not believe that he was trying to skate on a car. It was, I don't know, it was chaos. And he didn't even necessarily, I have a sequence of him going over it, but I don't think he ever landed it right. But this is just, I ended up just liking a still of him on top of the car. Like, it's just so weird. Like, It's at sunrise, so it's got really nice light, and it's just him almost going down the back window of the car. And I don't know, that was probably one of the craziest things I witnessed in skateboarding. Eventually the cops came, or maybe the cops were coming, and we got sketched out, and Mark got sketched out, and we all just broke out. And I think the ladies, they just got full insurance on the car and just returned it and gave the keys and just walked away, and then nothing ever happened. It was so, I don't know. I never heard anything else about it. I kind of asked them about it when I got back to Portland, and they just dropped off the keys and left. I don't know. Mark, man, he's amazing. Hot boarder. Looks like he's on a longboard though. I don't know about that.